Bitcoin is keeping onwards, making new highs after new highs after new highs. Undeniably, the trend is very strong upwards. Are we actually going to all-time highs? These are very, very exciting times. The crypto bros, the crypto sisters, brothers and sisters, all of us, degens, we are full on, back on, into moon mode. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a look at the Bitcoin chart for today so that I can tell you how I think about the chart, where is the next resistances, where is the best support, and when can we actually look for a cool off in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thrive Labs. This is the best place for you to learn everything about technical analysis and the markets. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like these kind of updates, because these are time sensitive and you do not want to miss that. Therefore, you want to be subscribed and also make sure you hit the click the notification bell so that you could actually get updated in a timely manner. Now, is Bitcoin actually going to all-time highs, right? So if we take a look at the chart, it is starting to get very, 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 very close around here. You see, we have now passed the $50,000 mark, the level that everybody was looking at, and a lot of people were actually shorting. Now, what happens when a lot of people are shorting? Well, surprise, surprise. We get the opposite effect, and therefore we have broken through the level only about $15,000 away from its prior all-time highs. But if you are thinking about, okay, so are we really going to all-time highs? Let's take some things into perspective, because what I think a lot of people are actually forgetting, we are constantly looking at the USD chart, at the USD and USDT pairs. But what if we actually look at other global currencies? How is the situation then? And you will quickly come to find that on some charts, we already actually have surpassed all-time highs or are very close to it. Let's just take a look at this. We are looking here at the Japanese yen, where we actually just literally yesterday have breached all-time highs, which is quite amazing, right? We are literally here at all-time highs. We have made a new all-time highs on the Japanese yen pair. If we go to the Russian ruble, we are also extremely close to all-time highs. We are literally only just a few percent away from its previous all-time highs. Very well on our way to the top. Most likely going to breach it as well. If we also flip over to the Turkish lira over here, then it is very, very, very overextended already in terms of all-time highs, where this was where we topped out in the $69,000 region in 2021. Putting us into a bear market, and as you can see, the all-time highs already got broken in November last year, and now just simply continuing up and up and up and up. So keep that in mind, that on some of these currencies and some of these countries and some of these charts, Bitcoin is already at all-time highs. So you could actually already say that Bitcoin is definitely on its way to all-time highs. And I remember personally, this was in 2021, where the lira was also surpassing all-time highs literally a month or so before we actually passed the older all-time high before that on Bitcoin, and that is when the true bull market ultimately ensues. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying here that if the lira is making all-time highs, for example, then we are for sure going to all-time highs on Bitcoin as well. But this just does give us a little bit of extra context and what the situation really is when we look at it on a more global scale and not only focusing on the USD pair. This is, I think I already showed this one. This is the British pound, also very well on its way to start making new all-time highs. But now, what are the chances that we are going to pump straight up from here and everybody is going to go and get long? When I woke up this morning, I certainly see that a lot of people are actually starting to really talk about these all-time highs. I mean, even Bybit, when I opened the exchange this morning, I did not even saw a sell button. So, you know, I was thinking like, okay, so what should I do then? You know, I asked Risitas and he approved with me 100x long right now. All right, all jokes aside, let's take a look at the chart. What I have to share with you today is quite unique and not shown very often because I don't think a lot of people have actually found this. What I've done is I have found a channel that I use here on the log scale. And there's some really important development over here. This is a channel that is constructed here from January 2023 really, or better said, November 2022, connecting this to the high of April 2023, and then connecting this, constructing a full-fledged channel on the log scale as an upward sloping one, connecting this with the low on September 2023, right? And since then, we have seen a lot of respect on the midline, on the tops, even the 21% drop after the ETF approvals have gotten, you know, so from now on, I'm going to call this the ETF drop. We have tapped that midline of the channel, and we have now, for the first time, if you take a look at it and let that sink in for a moment, for the first time since over a year, we have now breached this channel and broken out to the upside. Now that hasn't happened for an entire year, as it was resistance and a few times, and simply got really big rejections from it, up to a 21 to 22% rejection, and now we are actually trading out of this. So that is definitely something to be worth taking note of, as ultimately the trend is really very much up. And even if we zoom into detail, then we can see how extremely very well respected this is currently, right? How extremely well respected this is currently. Very well respected. We are holding this now as support, leading me to believe that as long as this trend is up, meaning that as long as it makes consecutive highs and lows all together and maintains that structure to the upside, we have a high probability of seeing higher prices, where I would say one of the first pit stops is going to have to be $54,000 price point, and that is going to be the resistance, because that is where some technical confluences such as Fibonacci extension levels, as you can let me show you real quick here, we have some confluences over here. You know, this is a little bit too broad of a topic to highlight this too much in this public video. If you want to learn more about this, then go to the website, get yourself a membership, get educated, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking and what I'm looking at around here. All you need to know for now, though, is if you don't have the knowledge about Fibonacci extensions, that $54,000 is the very first resistance. However, I don't necessarily class this as the biggest one, more as an intermediate one that I'm pretty damn sure that nobody is actually seeing this level or expecting a reaction from this level. Therefore, I think this is definitely worth keeping an eye on. But ultimately, I am looking for more or less $57,000 to the upside, where we can expect the next potential reaction. And if we do, that could finally maybe make place for a cooling down of the market, because after all, we have been going up for such a long time. I do think that we are starting to get overextended, and I do think that a correction is healthy and is very probable the higher that we are going to get, and that would be, in my opinion, the most healthy way. Now, I'm not going to short every single rise, because as long as the trend is up, I'm not going to fight against it. However, be aware of the context. We have been going up for a very long time, and therefore finding at least an intermediary top for some time to come does make a lot of sense. So before the emotions are going to get the better of you, then of course, you know, think of what I just said here. Just think about the overall context and get your expectations in check. Because if you are a trader and if you want to get consistent results, you need to trade the facts, not your emotions or not what you want to happen. As I repeat this every single video, and I will continue to do so until I get comments below down in this video that that I can read that people are applying it and seeing success, because that is my goal here. That's the whole reason why I have this channel and why we do have the trading community. Now, we have only talked about upside targets. So what if, where is the support? Well, clearly, as you can see by now, the support level here is set here at $51,000. And if we start losing that, right, then we are starting to come back into this channel, and we can start to think of this as a fake out of this macro time frame channel where we can start seeing a cooling off period. I won't say that it's going to be ultra bearish per se. It can still be bullish. We can even retrace all the way to literally $30,000 more or less, and still be bullish, by the way. But that is again for another video. As long as we are at trading at $52,000, there's absolutely no point in talking such low prices. At the moment, the trend is simply up. We have higher levels coming up. We do have important support locally coming in that will help us determine whether this breakout at the moment is actually legit, real, and can bring us to higher prices. The answer is yes, as long as we don't break back into it. This is a legitimate break. We are forming a bull flag, and we can look for higher prices once more until the trend is simply going to change. But as long as we have no data yet, because we haven't been there yet in this rise, it is very difficult to say what is going to happen. So when price is actually going to arrive there, that is where I will dive into order flow. I will read the price section. As you can see, we can see the shorts coming in, we can see the longs coming in, we can see the entire order flow. We can see here the orders coming in here live here in real time at the moment. And based on what I see over here, that is where I'm going to make new trading decisions and whether it is feasible for me to get into my next big swing short trade, or I'm going to let my hands go and let my long trades that I am still in till the day of today run just a little bit longer to squeeze a little bit more out of this uptrend. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I trade the markets, how I'm looking at this. If you want to learn and if you want to learn directly from me, then I want to remind you that we do have a really great trading community where you get access to a community, a Discord community, and a few courses where you can learn everything that I do and have showed you here yourself on the chart. You can learn how to read the chart, you can learn how to navigate, but more importantly, we also have, after you've gone through the technical analysis crash course, you can download some templates on how to read this order flow. These exact templates I've built myself from scratch. You can simply download them. And of course, we also have a new course that goes beyond the basics of just trading and technical analysis, because we are also here talking about how to place your stop loss. How do I actually get into a position in a safe way while keeping my risk management in check, without getting afraid or without getting very greedy, without getting my head messing around with me, right? And then, of course, we put it all into practice with showing you some actual real trading examples in how it really all is going to be put in practice with some live trades, with some live examples, trade reviews, etc. If that is to your liking, then head over to our website. The link is in the description below this video. And with having that said, I wish you all the best this weekend. I hope this update was meaty, beefy, and lengthy for you, enough to digest until the next one. And with that, I'm going to close off. Wish you a really great weekend and goodbye. Cheers.